Hey y'all. So, as you can see by the title, kind of what I'm going to discuss today, I've obviously been out, gone, not done a video in over a week. I think I'm closing in on a week and a half. I think I did my last one the day I was leaving. But anyways, so I've been gone for a week and a half. And I learned something kind of important I wanted to share. I kind of shared this with Brother Pete. Hey, Brother Jack, how you doing? Yeah, I'm back. I kind of shared this with Brother Pete earlier. I'll be honest. I am way, and when I say way, I mean way out of it. I'm like way out of it. But I tell you what, even though I was completely just unplugged, just shut down, just enjoy, almost a week with my friends and wife, just chilling in North Carolina. And then coming home, not feeling good. My dog, she got sick, so I ended up spending a couple days trying to get her back, which gave me more days off. I got to, and then not feeling good myself, I really just got a chance to just completely unplug and just rest. That's kind of what I wanted to share. I know watching and keeping up with what's going on to see where we are as far as, end times prophecies and rapture and everything. It gets exhausting. It really does. It's, as Christians, we have the Holy Spirit in us, so I think that helps give each and every one of us a heart like God's, although we are far from God, meaning, and what I mean by that is, I think as Christians, we feel things. When we see what's happening, what's going on in the world, we feel, when we see it, we feel it different than maybe non-Christians do. Why? Because with the Holy Spirit living in us, obviously, as things happen, God has His own feelings regarding how it is, and I think the Holy Spirit just helps us feel those things. Those are just my thoughts, based on my experience and everything. So as we're seeing the world fall apart, as our human minds can see, everything's falling apart. Although I did like how I've seen a couple channels now say things aren't falling apart, they're falling into place, or they're falling into prophetic place. I think that's very accurate. But from a humanistic point of view, things definitely seem like they're falling apart. And it gets exhausting. But just being unplugged, just being totally detached, still keeping an ear out, because I do understand where we are in the times, and I realize it can be any day. I know the next high watch time is the 6th through 7th, 6th through 8th, 7th through 8th, however they're numbering it now. And high watch time, and the reality is it's any time. So, even though I was completely unplugged, I still was keeping an ear out, looking up occasionally, wondering, hey, am I going to see something? And still mindful of the time that we're in, but I focus more on just enjoying the moment with friends, enjoying the moment with my wife, and just enjoying the moment. And God, I think, really just used that time to rejuvenate me, so to speak. I feel more energetic. I've got more energy than I've had in a long time, and I don't feel so overwhelmed with everything that's going on. Little by little, I might start plugging back in, but I'm kind of enjoying this. Hey, I don't feel exhausted, although I think God may have different plans, me saying, yeah, it's time to start getting plugged in again, but it's on His timing. But anyways, I just wanted to give you that encouragement. If you are feeling exhausted, if you are feeling worn out, and you're one of the people who are watching, who are, trying to be mindful and paying attention to everything that's going on, and watching other watchmen and women that are, well more educated and versed and plugged in than I am, but you're feeling exhausted, there is no harm in just taking some time off and completely unplugging. There's no harm in it. you know, it's not like I wasn't watching anymore. I was still listening. I was still mindful of the time, but I just gave myself a break, a chance to just push it all off to the side and just be in the moment. And then if opportunities arose with my friends or, wife, I brought them up. I still occupying and redeeming the time, but not just plugged into everything that's going on. And that's really just what I wanted to, share and encourage. If you are feeling worn out, if you are feeling exhausted, there's no harm in just unplugging for a bit and just letting God, just renew your batteries, so to speak, in whatever way you get your batteries renewed. Typically for me. The interesting part of it was the next morning was one of the times that I actually did tap on Amir Sarfati's Telegram app channel. And in there, the first thing I read was Iran and Azerbaijan are having military exercises together in that country. What does that mean? I have no idea. I just thought it was very interesting that I was told that name, and the next morning I read that. How significant is it? I don't know. I do know that Iran had came out a couple of days ago, as many have covered, where Iran says the war with Israel has already begun and is being fought, not so much within the borders of those countries, but they're fighting each other in other countries. So it may have been those military exercises started the war, Israel-Iranian war, in other countries, and I think Israel's even, said something admitting it. But anyways, I do not think that is something to take lightly. I think Iran coming out and saying that, I think that is very significant and something we should definitely be watching. And as the time goes on, I guess Las Palmas Island volcano is not slowing, it is actually getting bigger, as well as there's other volcanoes erupting. I think Hawaii's got one that's erupting. They're kind of happening all over, and earthquakes are happening all over and intensifying. The amount is increasing and the intensity is increasing, just like God said they would in the end times, birth pains, right? That much are things that I've kind of quickly scanned over and have tapped into, so to speak, knowledgeable about. The rest, I think I'm going to plug in maybe starting tomorrow, and then kind of from tomorrow on get plugged in. But those things are definitely not things to take lightly. And I think they are all significant. But anyways, I just wanted to encourage you. I feel much more rested, ready to, begin whatever God has for me next. And that's all just because I just completely unplugged. How much time do we have? I have no idea. Like I said, it could be before I even turn the video off. It could be in the next few days, as a lot of men and women are saying is the next high watch time. It could be next month. It could be next spring. I don't know. I don't think we're going to have to wait that long. It is interesting. Bennett, the current Prime Minister of Israel, did come out and say something that I think is very important. He specified the 2 times Israel's been a sovereign nation. First time was 80 years, and that was during the First Temple. During the Second Temple, he said the next sovereign time was during the Second Temple, and that was 73 years. As he said, Israel has never been a nation more than 80 years. And he said right now, Israel is 73 years old. And he's promising Israel is going to be, it's going to come past 80 years, so forth and so on. But I think the Prime Minister of Israel coming out and publicly saying that, and pointing that out, because I'd never really done the math, I think that's highly important. As you know, Israel is on their 73rd birthday. Is the third time since the destruction of the second temple and the disbursement. 73 years since they became a sovereign nation again. So we will keep watch. We will keep waiting, occupying and redeeming the time. But if you're feeling tired, please, please do not feel afraid to just unplug for a bit. It's okay. God will help renew your batteries to help you keep going. He did it for me. I don't feel bad about it. I feel it was the right thing to do, and I feel ready to go. So I just wanted to share that. It's what, God kind of pointed out to me today, helping me realize, you feel more rested, huh? Yeah. Got more energy? Yeah. Got a lot of work done a lot faster today, huh? Yeah. Why is that? Because took a break and I did a plug. Exactly. So tell others. So that's what I'm sharing. So take that encouragement. Do with it as you want. If you're feeling God saying, "Hey, take a break. You're worn out. You're tired. Allow me to help you renew your batteries." Do so. If you're feeling like He's calling you to keep going, then keep going. All right? It's between you and God. Do what He's calling you to do. But if He's calling you to unplug, please do not be afraid to do so. On that note, I'm going to let you go. And if we're still here, I'll see you in the next video.